Okay, amazing. We are going to record this info session so that other folks can watch it back. I'm just going to go over some of the details for the Arts Management Certificate Program. And then for those of you who are here live with us, we'll have some time to ask questions. For those of you watching it back later, I'll have my direct contact info at the end as well, and you can reach out to me at any time. So I'll start with just who I am. My name is Camille Schenken. My pronouns are she, her. I work as the COO at the eBell of Los Angeles, and I teach at Cal State LA. Image description for accessibility. I am a white woman in my 40s. I have long blonde hair, and I'm sitting in my home office with a picture of a cat on a couch behind me. So, what is this arts management certificate program? Essentially, this came out of a lot of work within the organizations that I was working with and other organizations around the need to have highly practical, affordable upskilling for people who are interested in positions in arts management and arts administration. Um, there are graduate programs. Those graduate programs are fantastic. Not everyone is ready to go into a full graduate program or needs a full graduate program. So this was designed to be something that people could take the entire certificate or just choose certain topics. And we wanted to make sure it was instantly applicable and much more practical than something that's more theory based, which also is a great choice, but not what this program is. So it's a professional development certificate program. That means that it's not graded in any way. It's a pass-fail program. A question that we've received before is, well, if I need to miss a session or two, is that okay? It's truly up to you. There are only 6 sessions in the main core classes and 4 sessions in the electives. And so it's something that you need to weigh for yourself because it's not graded. It's not necessarily oh no, you won't get an A if you don't come to everything. But really thinking about if I'm investing in this, am I able to make it worth my while? Really, this about you as the person taking the class. Um, when we started looking at why now, why this program, we have seen more change in the past 6 years than I had seen in my whole career up to that point in the way that arts organizations are run, in considerations around things like liability and transparency and financial management, the things that were okay because it was a nonprofit 10, 15 years ago are not okay. We're being held to much higher standards, and they're really good standards because a lot of it has to do with discovering the systemic inequity that was in the field. So a lot of the business models that arts organizations, lots of companies relied on, even things like subscription models, have changed. Not a bad thing, but it means that everybody from CEOs to very early career folks stepping into their first jobs, they don't really have a script. It's not really the same as it was before. So we felt like there needed to be something that focuses on that change and doesn't hide from it, but says the models that we learned and taught aren't working anymore. What do we do instead? So it really focuses on innovation. It really focuses on looking at models from outside the arts, thinking critically about what's important within an arts organization, and ethics and sustainability. This is this is not a field where, not anymore, I think we can chronically underpay people and expect them to continue showing up. Um, we need to shift the way that we think about sustainability within the arts. And then talent retention and is a huge priority within a lot of different sectors, including the nonprofit sector. And I've got a few more slides later on that really dig into why retaining really incredible folks within nonprofits is so crucial right now. If anyone isn't clear on exactly what arts management is, it is a niche discipline. It is the business of arts and cultural organizations, mostly nonprofits, but also for-profits. And we have an entrepreneurship class that is toward the end of the progression and one of the electives that you can take. When you get this in a full graduate program, often it's a dual MBA and then Master of Arts Management. So that gives you a sense of it's a business, it's business. But it is very specific to cultural organizations. So that includes things like how are you working with artists? What does mission look like when it is an arts and culture organization? How do all of the arts unions that a lot of cultural organizations work with, how do you, as a leader, work within a very heavily unionized environment? Um, and arts management, a lot of folks who come into arts management trained as artists. It's a super common career path. That was my career path. I trained as an actor, and then when I don't think I like this life, and then had to make a hard pivot and learn a whole bunch of new things about the management and business side of things. So that's very common, and that's why we started building it is to support people who got to that point and went, I really need more formal training in budgets or marketing or fundraising or those categories of things. Um, it is a fully virtual program that's designed for working professionals, arts professionals, other professionals. It's on Saturday mornings. It's synchronous, which means it's live. It's not like a recorded one. There are asynchronous program options out there. And it was built by both Cal State LA and LA arts leaders. And so the faculty is all people who are working professionally in the arts in Los Angeles because it's a field where networking is really important. So we're also encouraging faculty to bring in lots of guest speakers just so that people who are taking the classes get an opportunity to talk to people from a broad variety of arts organizations locally. Um, and it's practitioner led, which is also, I wanted to make sure that everyone who was leading a class was in the thick of it and doing the thing that they were teaching most of their time, and that teaching was something that was an addition to being a practitioner because of the nature of the program and that we wanted it to be particularly applicable. There are 6 total courses. So if you want to take the full certificate, it is 6. 4 core courses that everyone takes. There's a leadership and kind of arts management introductory class that frames the rest of the program, arts finance and budgeting, marketing and audience development, and fundraising and partnerships. And then there's 2 electives that you can take. There's one that's leadership and talent strategy. I'm really excited about that one because that's definitely a category where when you are promoted into a certain level, you go, oh, wow, I need to know more about HR than I actually do. Arts education and community impact, arts policy and arts advocacy, and then arts entrepreneurship. And the whole thing is designed to fit into 1 year. And so it'll start in April and be done by next April if you take those first 2 electives built in there, or you can wait and take the second 2 if you wanted to. And those will be scheduled after that. So when we were building it, we were really building it for early career arts administrators or people who want to shift into that. But we discovered through piloting and through talking to lots of folks that it's not actually as narrow as we were anticipating. There's a whole category of folks who are artists who go, what, I do need to be better at self-marketing. I do need to know how to write a grant. If I hire an accountant, I need a baseline level of knowledge there, right? So artist building management skills, mid-career leaders, there are a lot of folks who feel stuck, a lot of folks who are around my age and or have been in the field for 15, 20 years who maybe have always worked in one narrow area and really would like to step up to a level where they're overseeing more departments or a different type of career path. And it's difficult to do that. It's difficult to get people to see that you have those skills. So that is one constituency that we anticipate being in the program. And then employers investing in staff was something else that we were really thinking about, that employers in the arts, it's very expensive and difficult to have internal professional development programs and pretty much prohibitive for all but the very largest organizations. So we envision this as a way that employers can sponsor their really incredible employees to go through the program and help them in their professional development. And that sponsorship, we have a sponsorship toolkit that I'm happy to share with anyone who reaches out to me, making it very, very easy for an employer to collect interest from folks, collect applications, share out information about what it is. And then the payment coordination is very flexible. And if an organization is interested, they can work basically directly with Cal State LA to figure out all the payment for scholarships, basically. Retention is something that we think about all the time in the field. Replacing an employee costs at least 33% of their annual salary. It's a tremendous amount of work. 67% of nonprofit professionals say that they're actively looking for a new job. That is a really scary statistic because when somebody leaves an organization, they take so much with them in terms of knowledge and experience. And only 32% of nonprofit workers plan to remain in the nonprofit sector. That's the scary ones. The bright side is 94% of employees say they'd stay longer in an organization that invests in their professional development. And access to professional development is consistently in the top three benefits that influence employee retention. And I have found this in my own research that I've done in organizations is if you go to your employees and you say, which of these perks would you like? Do you want professional development and upskilling? Do you want an extra day off? Do you want cookies in the office? Far and away, it's professional development. People want to grow, people want to learn, people want to get to the point where they can make more money and have a more sustainable career and do the things that they love. So the program is we we backed into $5,000 as a total cost for the program. Um, a single course in a graduate school locally is about $7,000, which is that's a lot of money. And so we wanted to find something that was an alternative that didn't require that much money per course. Um, so we literally backwards engineered from 5,000 and we got to 5,100. So we almost did it. The core courses are 950 each. The electeds are 650 each, and then books and materials are strictly capped at $100 per course, and they are more like $50. It's a book. Sometimes there are other options for the books, but really trying to make it as affordable as possible. Um, and organizational sponsorship, just to mention as well, organizations can choose to cover books and materials for the program too, if they want to. Um, and then also just to mention that you can do the a la carte option. So if you are only really looking for marketing upskilling, you just take the marketing one. Um, Other folks have asked, do you have to take it in order? I recommend taking it in order. If you've been in the field for a long time and you feel more comfortable with the material, and for some reason you can't take the first class or you have to skip the second or third class, that's okay. And we do anticipate that the program will run again, and so you can pick it up on the back end. But if possible, if you're doing the full certificate, we do recommend doing the whole thing back to back. You can sign up online, register for everything on the Cal State LA website. It's not an application process, it's just registration. And registration closes about a week before each class starts, or I believe you can register for the whole program at once. This is me. You can reach me at cschenk@calstatela.edu, CSCHENK at calstatela.edu, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, and you can reach out anytime.